Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Post Daily Dose with me, your trusted parenting advisor, faithful guide, and servant on the healing journey. What's my name? Big Papa Brian+Post, and I apologize to my faithful posties and Facebook post family for being late this evening. And the great thing about it is that it inspired a whole topic for the evening. The topic for this evening is how to avoid a lot of stress. And it's one very simple thing to do. It is called pre-planning. Pre-planning. Hi, Katie. Hello from Lawrence, Kansas. Let's do this. Yeah. Pre-planning is how you avoid a lot of stress. And a lot of times people, we start thinking about the holidays coming up. And so we want to, create all these special concessions and think about all these extra things we need to do. Hey, mama, all these extra things we need to do for the holidays. But really, these are things we need to do year long. And so what inspired this? Well, I decided to order out, to go pick up, do takeout, because I'm not really into the whole Postmates thing where people deliver stuff to you. It just seems like, I want to go get my food. And the restaurant was, overwhelmed. It was stressful. There was another customer before me. She was like, I think she got her food for free because she was upset. But it gives me an opportunity when things like that, because I actually was thinking about signing on while I was there at Ted's Escondido, fine Mexican restaurant. But I didn't because I like Ted's and I wasn't trying to put Ted's on blast. I'm not trying to put Ted on blast right now. But I'm just saying it was a stressful environment, and obviously it's Saturday night. They're really busy. And hey, good night from the Netherlands. Absolutely. Thank you for staying up and joining us. And so I'm standing there and I'm always, I talk to you guys about breathing. Practice your breathing when you are calm. I'm going to say that again because I don't think people always catch that. Practice your breathing while you're calm. If you wait until you're stressed, then you're already not breathing, because that's the first thing we do when we become stressed. We stop breathing. So it's an opportunity for me to stand there, be challenged in my own stress response, because I know I need to, I haven't eaten. I got to get my food. I got to drive back. I got to get set up. I got to come visit with you guys. And I don't like being late. I do not like being late. And so I'm like, all right, well, just let me breathe. And I'm just kind of observing everyone else, because everyone who's got to-go orders, they're kind of stressed. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm just, chilling. And I realized, because the invitation is to be reactive, right? When we're stressed, the reason we are reactive is because we see threats. We experience a threat within our internal state. And it, there's, Ted's is not a threat. No one there is a threat. It is the threat that I'm creating within myself, the stress related to my time frames. And I just realized in that moment, which is how I regain my power, is that had I planned earlier, even though I thought I had given myself plenty of time and they were running late and behind, which throws me behind, I still should have planned earlier. Therefore, I should have taken more responsibility. Therefore, the whole scenario, me being late, is my responsibility. It's not Ted's. I appreciate Ted's. I send them lots of positive thoughts, and I hope everyone, all their staff and employees don't get too stressed out this evening and are able to have a good evening, serve good food to all the other patrons that they're at their restaurant. But that made me think that I wanted to share with you guys about pre-planning. Pre-planning is taking the time to think ahead about all the little obstacles and all the little potholes that may occur. And do you ever drive down that one road that's got that pothole or it's got that bump, and you know it's coming and you plan for it every single time, and every single time you'll drive around it because after repetition, you just know it? That's what you have to do with your children, especially when it comes to, significant transitions, or not even just your children, but even just your life. Is the moment you can start pre-planning and giving yourself plenty of time, that's when you start saving yourself a lot of stress. You save yourself a lot of stress by just making the time to think ahead. If you got to go to the store, you got to go to the grocery store, you got to go to grandma's house, or you got to run across town, what can you do? What are the things that you need to be thinking about? When do you need to leave? How many times have you pulled up a location that you have to go, pulled it up on MapsQuest or your GPS and tracked the time it was going to take you, and then set that time, give yourself more time. And then if you've got to take your kids with you, how much time do you have to give your kids to transition? And what things do you need to have together to have them in the car so it's a pleasant ride and not a stressful ride? And all these little things that are potentially stressful, when we take the time and we invest the time in pre-planning, it saves everyone stress. It saves everyone potential upset. And I watched a movie, I think it was early this morning. I didn't watch all of it, but it was called Another Good Day or A Good Day, and I think it was an older movie, but there was a clip in that movie that was so powerful. I'm gonna find that clip. I'm gonna find out some way to cut that and show that to you guys. And not that it really had a lot to do with pre-planning, but it was this mom and her teenage son, and they got into this argument, and they just, it escalated, and escalated. And when it got to that point of escalating, she knew it. And it's like he knew it, and he turned. And at that point, she said, "Stop yelling at me." And he got real quiet, and then he stepped towards her. And she said, "You need to back up," because she knew what was coming at that point. So she knew the precipice with this young man had been crossed. And sure enough, he said, I'm calm. And he got right in her face. He spit in her face, and then he pushed her. And then I was thinking, oh my gosh, that's so powerful, because it started in one place, and it just escalated and hit that precipice, and then boom, the explosion. So there's some pre-planning in that too, but there's also just some paying attention. Paying attention to our patterns, paying attention to the things that we do over and over and over and over again. We keep getting the same results over and over and over again, and we don't do anything different, but we expect something different. So what are the things, what are the challenges you're struggling with right now? When do they happen? How do they happen? And how can you be more mindful? That's where the pre-planning comes back into place. How can you be more mindful going into those situations so that you go into those situations differently? You go into those situations with a different energy. And when you go into those situations with a different energy, you're going to change the whole dynamic. The whole dynamic will change. So that's all for this evening. Remember, in any given situation, we all have two choices. We can continue to react from our past imprints of overwhelm and feeling rejected and feeling not good enough and feeling victimized and reactive, or we can stop. We can take 3 to 10 deep breaths. We can smell the good Mexican food that we're soon going to be enjoying, and we can choose love. And I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to think about you guys. And I hope you have a delicious meal too. And I hope you have a fantastic Saturday evening. And I hope you have a fantastic night of sleep. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow.